Hey everybody, I'm sorry this video is late, so we are just going to dive in and do it super fast. Okay, let's read this together. Ready? People worked hard. Who or what is this sentence about? People. Subject noun. Subject noun. What is being said about people? People worked. Can you act that out? Yes, so that's our verb. People. So people worked who or what? There's not really anything except for hard. Now, what is hard describing? It's describing how they worked, right? They worked hard. It's not describing people, so it's not a predicate, adjective, predicate, nominative. It's just saying how hard they worked. So this is, since it's describing a verb, it's an adverb. This is intransitive. All right, let's go ahead and diagram that. Okay, remember to capitalize. First word, people worked hard. Now, is this simple, compound, or complex? Simple. There's just one clause with subject and verb. Okay, let's read this one. People suffered harsh conditions during the Industrial Revolution. Okay, now this one's a little bit harder. First of all, do you notice any prepositional phrases or conjunctions? No conjunctions, but there is a preposition. During is a preposition. Okay, so there's the beginning of our phrase. During what? Industrial Revolution. So Industrial Revolution is one idea. So this is going to be our predicate or preposition. This is going to be our object of the preposition because Industrial Revolution is a thing. The is article adjective. Okay. People suffered harsh conditions. Who or what is this sentence about? People, subject, noun. What is being said about people? People suffered, verb. People suffered who or what? Conditions. Does conditions describe people? No. Does it replace people? No, no, D-O, label, verb, transitive. What kind of conditions? Harsh, adjective, because it's describing conditions, which is a noun. And remember, adjectives describe nouns. All right, let's go ahead and diagram this. People, where do we put our verb? Suffered. This is going to go straight up because it's not reflecting that. So now what about this? During Industrial Revolution, does it describe conditions? No. Does it describe people? People during the, not really. It describes where or when they suffered. So it's going to be an adverbial prepositional phrase. During the Industrial Revolution. That's going to be long. Okay. If you need to pause the video because I'm going too fast, that's okay. I'm just in a little bit of a time crunch. Okay, now we have one more. Harsh. What kind of conditions? Harsh. So that makes this an adjective. Great. Let's do our next one. Woo, we are moving through. Wilbur Wilberforce was one brave man who fought against slavery. Okay, well, this one, real quick. Is this a simple, compound, or complex? If you said simple, you are correct because there's no other subject to noun. All right, this one is going to be a little bit tricky. Wilbur Wilberforce was one brave man who fought against slavery. Who or what is this sentence about? Wilbur Wilberforce. Since that's his whole name, it's going to be our entire subject. What is being said about Wilbur Wilberforce? Wilbur Wilberforce was verb. Wilbur Wilberforce was who or what? Man. Does man describe Wilbur Wilberforce? No. Does it replace Wilbur Wilberforce? Yes. And it's also a noun, so that makes this a predicate nominative. It's a noun in the predicate that renames our subject. That makes this a linking verb. Now, what kind of man? Brave, adjective. How many men? One, also adjective. They're both describing man. Now, if I said was a very brave man, then very would actually be describing brave. But both of those are describing man. So, okay, now what are we going to do about this? Who fought against slavery? This has its own subject, who fought, right? Subject and a verb. However, it's dependent on this sentence because we wouldn't know who is except for this part of the sentence. So this is its own clause. There's just no conjunction. Okay, this is a well, would it be independent or dependent? Can it stand on its own? Who fought against slavery? It could if it were in an interrogative sentence, right? But because we clarify who Wilbur Wilberforce is in the beginning of the sentence, I would say that this is a dependent clause. So who or what is this clause about? Who, subject, pronoun. What is being said about who? Who fought, verb. Now, who fought who or what? Well, what's this? Against slavery. Aboard, about, above, across, after, against. What is against? It's a preposition. Slavery is object of the preposition. Okay, that makes this intransitive. So, all right. Now, I'm going to abbreviate his name because it's just really long. Okay. So, I'm going to go W was, I'm going to slant this backwards because it's reflecting, it's reflecting or replacing him. He was man. One, these are both adjectives, both describing man. I could say he was one man. I could also say he was a brave man. Now, this, I'm going to run out of space. This is going to be who fought against slavery. Now, I'm going to connect the subjects because who is describing the subject. Okay, who fought against slavery. Now, would you consider this a simple, compound, or complex sentence? Can each sentence stand on it? It's definitely not simple because there's more than one subject. Okay. Now the question is, can who fought against slavery stand on its own? If it were a question, it actually could. But it's not a question. It's clarifying it's expounding on the existing subject. So therefore, I would say it's dependent on that, making it complex. Can't stand on its own. Very good. Let's do this. When we bravely help others, we help God and further his work. Who or what? Let's see. So, well, let's look at this first. Are there any conjunctions? Actually, yes. When. This is going to be a subordinating conjunction that tells us this whole clause is dependent on this part of the sentence. So let's actually start with our core sentence. We help God and further his work. Who or what is this clause about? We, subject pronoun. What is being said about we? We help, verb. We help. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit tricky, okay? We help who are, well, okay. So we help and further. Okay? So there's two verbs here. We help who or what? God. Does God replace we? No. Does it describe we? No. D-O, label verb transitive. Is God a noun? Yes. So direct objects have to be nouns. We help God and we further who or what? Work. Does work replace we? No. Does it describe we? No. D-O, label verb transitive. So we have a compound as direct verbs and direct object. Whose work? His, adjective. So that's going to be, and here we have little conjunction. So that's going to be a little bit fun to diagram. Let's do this part. Okay, so here is a subordinating conjunction. We bravely help others. Who or what is this clause about? We, subject pronoun. What is being said about we? We help, verb. We help who or what? Others. Does others describe we? No. Does it just replace we? No, and it's also a noun. So no, no, do, label, verb, transitive. We help how? Bravely. Add, what is it describing? Is it describing we, which is a noun, or is it describing help, which is a verb? It's describing help, which makes this an adverb. An adverb modifies a verb, adjective, or another adverb. And what question does it answer? It answers how, when, where, why, how often, how much, to what extent. I would say it answers the question how. We help others how? Bravely. Okay. Now, let's see if I can do this. I might need a pencil. I don't have a pencil close by. Let's see if I can do this without any mistakes the first time. We. Okay, and then we're going to have this up here. And this here. Okay, so we help God and further work. Why did I capitalize his? Because it's referring to God. We always capitalize God. Okay, where does this go when we bravely help others? So I would say it's connecting both of these. I don't know if you put the dot here or here. I would say maybe here because it's connecting both verbs. And it's subordinating. It's going to go like this. We help. Oops. How could I stop? Sorry, I thought maybe stopped. We help others bravely. Woo! Very good, you guys. Okay, is this simple, compound, or complex? When we bravely help others, does that stand on its own? No. So this is dependent. So it was a complex sentence. Whew, you guys, good job. Some of those were tricky, but if you're still with me, I'm proud of you. Keep going. If you didn't understand everything, that's okay. We learn a little bit every time. Even if you only get 1% better each time, guess what? In 10 times, you're 10% better. In 100 times, you're 100% better. So just keep going. Love y'all. Bye.